Got a 2021 Toyota Highlander, regular engine, push to start. So I'm gonna be running the power wire through that rubber boot right there, all the way back there. It is pretty hard to look. It took us a few minutes to find it, and this is how you do it. So I took basically everything off already. So you got a 10 millimeter. You gotta get out right here. See this panel? You take the 10 millimeter from here out. It's a plastic looking like right here, and then you pop it off right there. You take a flat hat and pop it like right here, and then we took this, I forgot what size this is. My brother-in-law took it off, I think, the size, I think. So we use a 9/16 socket. That's how we take it out. I'm gonna keep it down here. And so I used like a flat hat and trying to push that out right there. It's hard to see up there, but it definitely, the boot is up there. Or you can do your own holes, but it's going to be hard to make that hole because, as you can see, it's pretty far. But we took this side, whatever you call them, side clip, side whatever, and we got it out. I thought the fuse was over here, so in my case, a customer bought his own line out converter. It's a cheaper version line out converter. I'll show you what it is, but I don't like it because it doesn't have a remote output. I'm gonna do this different way. So well, I have to do their way because they bought already, but I'm gonna run the power and the remote wire out front, so I don't have to find a well, it's basically I'm gonna use a remote out of the front. I'll push it out, and my brother's gonna look for this metal thing right there. You can use a coat hanger. That's probably your best bet. Khơi nhỉ? See it? Mua chanh tí mà. See, he's telling me to pull it out a little bit. Then I'm gonna run the wire from the bottom here up here, so I can tie it up here because I did different way. Right here, see, I'll show you what I mean. Mày ấy, ba này. Good. Good, son. Stop. Okay, now I'm gonna shape this wire so I can pull it. So I stripped the rubber out of it, and I try to make it small enough so I can pull it through first. I don't worry about the thickness. It's going to be hard to do, and if it's worse, it's harder, just use the 40 WD so you can pull it easier. I don't think I need it in my case. So what I'm going to be doing, I just shove this in this, I make a loop out of this and then put the wire in here. I'm going to just spray a tab of WD-40, just a tiny tab. But what I'm gonna do, instead of spraying like this and spray everything else, I'm gonna put a cloth in here and then spray. So right now he's gonna pull this wire. Just be careful hitting the battery term. Yeah, go ahead. Slowly, go ahead. Hopefully it go through okay. It looks like it. Well, I'll show you how he did it over here. But you have to be careful. This metal is not hitting anything right there. So we're gonna pull it out here. The ground's gonna come up. The remote's gonna come all the way up here. Go ahead and take this off. I want to pull a little bit farther right there. We're gonna put a fuse from here into here. We're gonna, fuse holder's gonna be here. Remote wire is gonna be a little bit farther right here. So now I'm gonna run the wire, everything back, but I have to hook up this level control, basically bass knob controller, somewhere out here so the customer can reach it. So I ran the line out here and up there. Most likely customer gonna either want this way or this way. They don't want to screw it. I just leave it for them like right here. I can ask them later on that one. And then now I'm gonna run all the wire going back. Use a zip tie right here and tie it up right there and then put it back. You don't have to, as long as stay in this middle. And then I'm gonna put everything back, the panel. So right here I'm using a T-tab, a quick T-tab. All I see is probably purple and brown is positive. I don't see it, all I see is light green and dark green. So I'm gonna guess myself. Usually, I don't know about Toyota. I think light green is positive, and then the dark, you know, in comparison to Chevy, the darker color in the back is positive. But I'm gonna do a light green positive, and then darker green is negative. So I'm gonna hook it up to this T-tab. So I got light green to the positive right here. Now if it doesn't sound right, I can switch that out there. So basically this red I'm gonna make to a negative in case. This is your line out converter. We ran it back here all the way there. Usually I put everything on top over here, and then I run the ground down here. But in his case, he wanted me to put in here, but it's got some airflow right here. So I told him that it's not a good idea to do that, but he insists doing that. So I'm just asking whatever the customer wants. I told him how hot it might be, and it might shut the amp down or burn the amp up. So I made a ground right here. I sand it all the way to the bare metal, and then the ground right there. This is a small little amp, so I put it back in here. Right here, this is a cheap version. So what I'm gonna be doing, you see, negative, positive. So negative is gray, positive is purple, and then positive, negative. So yellow right here is positive. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna strip it and put it on the positive side. We spoke earlier about you see what I'm saying. I was paused on speak or spoke. Our language doesn't have that tense, so I'm not really good at it. When you see me talking sometime, I'll be speaking in a different language, but I am speaking English, just not, my tense is not great. So I'm gonna use the gray and the green is positive. This is a generic piece. This is the first time I installed one of these, but line out converter work the same way. I'm gonna put a butt connector or crimp cap right in here and crimp them. I'll usually tape them. So basically yellow and purple will go to the positive right here, which is the red. Okay, basically I'm tapping both of them to one channel instead of both sides of the speaker. I never have any problem with doing one side of the speaker, so this is why I've always been doing this way. Save times, unless I'm doing a 4-channel. So as you can see, now you got a negative right here in the ground. You're gonna do it right here, make it about 3/4 of an inch, strip it like that, and this one is really sharp, guys. You don't watch out and cut your own finger. So now I'm gonna see if they have a fork. So you need a fork type, not a ring type. So I'm gonna, like I said, I stripped the rubber out, push the red one in. Some people push the thick one in. I sometimes depend on how it is, how thick the wire is. I do whatever. I stick the little one in first, depend on the brand name. Some of them are way too hard to put it in, so I crimped it using a crimper. And this is a spade terminal, they call it. They call it a fork, so some people understand it better. Spade, if you play card, you know what it is, but spade too, that's spade. So now, what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna put this red one, which is power wire, to the power right here. I'll flip it down like so. Right there. If you're not comfortable with the drill, don't use it. Use the regular hand Phillips. And then I also got the remote wires a little bit short, so I'm gonna put it out here. Like I said, I usually don't put it this way inside here. And some people said, oh, this gotta looks really clean. Well, if you want really clean, you're paying more. Do you want to pay more, or you want to just get it done and then nobody ever see how it is? So you don't have to have it really clean. I'll make sure this is not loose. And then I put the bass knob controller over here. And then I got the jacks right here, the RCA jacks. This line out converter usually have a jack out here. I'll clean this up later when I'm done. I usually don't show how all my work are done. It's just how you have to do it yourself. How would you want it to be? How you want it to look nice? You put it in really nice and make it all clean. Crimp it up like this. Make sure the wire look clean like that. Put this line piece over here. Make it look real nice. That's all you guys. This is, and then you run the speaker wire out here. This is gonna, I'm gonna do it since we're gonna talk about it. You speaker wire, you got positive, you got negative. Make sure you do speaker wire last because you don't want to confuse with this other wire that come from the speaker, from your factory radio speakers. So as you can see, we use red as positive. Look at which one positive and negative. AV amps a little bit different. You might not do what I'll be doing on this. You might have to use an Allen wrench or a Torx tools. I keep calling Allen, but really it's a Torx. It's not a Torx. Yeah, it depends. It's usually an Allen wrench. So I got a positive. I'll put the speaker out here like this. I'm gonna fix this all up, and I adjust this amp a little bit. And earlier, this is how I got it done. I mean, it's customers are not looking for pretty. I mean, if you're looking for pretty, you're paying a lot more money, and this is what we can do for you. Just get you the basic and get you all. Now the power sound that I ran from there, we're gonna put a wire loom right there over to cover this red wire right there. We put this is I think a 1/2 inch. So we use yeah, I know it's not a, yeah, it's a 1/2 inch right here. And just put the ring terminal in here and then run the fuse right there, fuse holder. You need to run the fuse if you're gonna hook up any amp. So we're gonna run a wire loom to that. I'm gonna hook the remote wire to this one by using what I'm gonna be using for the fuse. You have a different option if you don't want to use it. You don't have to. This is I give you the model number right there. I don't have a link to share with you. If I do, I'll put it under here underneath. So it is, the model is AAF-5-8TMLP. It is called mobile interconnector. Basically mobile interconnect, like an add-on fuse. So basically add a fuse, ATM. It's different model. AV car has a different model, but this car needed this type right there. Sometimes it's a mini fuse, sometimes it's like I said, some of them, this is basically an ATM fuse right there. So you can find it online, Amazon. I took one of the fuse out right there, and then I add it right here. So there's two sides of fuse. When you turn the key on, this side light up. If you put without the fuse, you want to run the wrap the fuse on the side, whichever one it is. I have not tested, but I'm not gonna do that because this video is for this model only. I'm gonna just crimp this wire to this blue wire right here. Actually, I might leave it in here some more so I have some room to close it back because I don't want to trim his fuse caps. So if you want to trim this out, you can make a notch right here. I'm not gonna do that in this case. I'm just gonna put it back in here and push it back, as you can see right here. Make sure it stays. If it doesn't stay, you have to make it works. There you go, it works right there. And now we're gonna turn the amp on. Radio, I'm gonna go back and show you where it's back button at. Audio right there. You click on sound, and you click on automatic sound levelizer. Turn it off, and that is it for the sound setting. I don't know if it does have ANC or not, but I usually shut that off so people don't complain about thumping noise, anything like that.